Hi folks, just catching up from the Mayor's desk after our monthly council meeting. And I guess the main item that you'd certainly be interested in is Council's adoption of its 2023-24 annual business plan and budget. And of course the rate declaration. Council has adopted a budget, as we all know, in a very challenging environment. And it does represent a rate rise, which will be the equivalent of around about $2.35 a week on the average resident. Now that's comprising almost wholly of the CPI of 7.9%, with just a 0.8% added on top, taking it to 8.7%. It's been done that way after a lot of consultation with the public, a lot of internal study and review of what we do and what the community wants. It maintains all our existing services, and it prioritises the upgrading of the recreation centre, which I'll touch on again before we finish. Hope I don't run out of time. And of course, the new foreshore building that will replace the existing life-saving building in the old cafe. All local governments are struggling, particularly with the economy. On our peninsula alone, the councils are looking at proposed rate increases of between 7.9% and up to 11.5%. Our capital city councils are all struggling as well, most with high rate increases. We know through the consultation period a lot of concern from our residents about council rates going up again, that we should absorb them, we should tighten our belt, we should stop waste, and I'll touch on that because council does not set out to waste money. And that as another cost of living, we should subsidise it. Unfortunately, our council, is not in a position to absorb any of the CPI costs. It's affecting the prices we pay for services, supplies, and in many cases, we've had to go back and review our budgets and review what we're proposing because the costs are so high in regional South Australia at the moment. We also have this issue of a city that's designed and has infrastructure for a population of more than 50,000. And we all know our population's been less than half of that for many decades. We cannot afford to let this infrastructure go down. We have to maintain it. Something else during consultation that the community suggested was, well, just tighten your belt. To tighten our belt, we have to cut services. We asked the community, and I did this many times in conversations, well, what services can we cut to tighten our belt? Nobody wants services cut. Last year when we went to consultation, it was the same story. Nobody wanted services cut. And in fact, a lot of our residents, we want more. We want better facilities. We want more of them. So it's very difficult to tighten your belt if our residents don't tell us what they don't want. So council has thought as a community, not as an individual. The rec centre is an issue. We've had funding there. It is in our budget to undertake this year, and it will continue to be undertaken. This is a prime example of how costs are ballooning for regional communities like ourselves. Our infrastructure people have had to go back to the drawing board, and they're now about to put out different packages of the work that's required, because the original quotes that were coming in were astronomical. It's all very well to say, just get on, do it. There is one train of thought, just build a new rec centre. We don't have the $30 to $60 million that would be required. We can't get all that money in grant funding up front because we have to match it. So the future of the rec centre will be an ongoing issue for council to address, but it is essential we upgrade it, and that will certainly happen during this coming year. So there is so much to be done in Whyalla that you want, and that the elected members and infrastructure have really sat down to come up with a budget to make sure our services continue, they continue to improve, and we do look forward to the future. Yes, there will be perhaps hardships because of the rate increase. However, council has a significant policy to help people out that do have difficulties, and we have empathy. We understand that. Please go to our website, read the entire document that's been put out as part of our business plan. It's 70 pages long. It's long. It has to be long. It fully explains what we're going to be doing over the next 12 months. Also, check out the hardship policy, and don't hesitate, if you've got issues, to contact council to discuss the future there. We are looking forward to an incredible future in Whyalla. There is going to be some fantastic transformation, the best and the most since the steelworks was built in the Long Products Division back in the 60s. We've still got a couple of tough years ahead, and council will certainly always be working to ensure every dollar spent is spent wisely. We've already been looking at reviewing how we're doing things to make sure the residents get value for money, and we will all enjoy the livability in our city. Thank you for putting up with this. I have run over time, but again, please go to the website, read the entire document, and then be satisfied that we are moving in the right direction. And we'll chat again after our next council meeting. Cheers.